boobies, welcome back to my channel. It is another installment of Boo Boo's Tattuesday. Something is poking my bum. It is a label. Today I'm going to talk to you about my mermaid tattoo. I love mermaid stuff. I love anything not really cutesy mermaids. I don't know if I've ever, I talk about mermaids a lot because I really like them, but I like the darker side of mermaids, the ones that lured sailors to their deaths and crushing rocks. They're the kind of mermaids I like. And though I'm a massive Disney fan, I love the Disney's Little Mermaid. I also grew up watching the 1975 anime version. The Disney version and the version I watched are both based on the original story, and the one I watched, the mermaid, is called Marina. In the original Hans Christian Andersen book, she doesn't have a name. I actually have the book somewhere. Ben got it for me for my birthday like quite a few years ago. Obviously a reprint because the original would be worth like billions. I've been a fan of mermaids literally my whole life. The original story of The Little Mermaid is so dark, and I grew up watching quite dark films. I say dark, like kids' dark films. Watership Down is still one of the only films I cannot watch, okay? But the original Little Mermaid that I watched when I was a child, it's really sad and it's very dark. So it's different to the Disney version, which I'm guessing the majority of you would have seen, in that Marina doesn't have a happy ending. In the original story of The Little Mermaid dies. You know, as in most fairy tales, there isn't really a happy ending. She dies. She sacrifices herself, jumps into the ocean and turns into sea foam, and that's it. She doesn't get Prince Eric. She doesn't get that happy ending with King Triton going no, that does not happen. They also did a series from the film, like the same animation and everything, which is one I also used to watch. So because of that, I have a massive love for mermaids, and I wanted a mermaid tattoo. Specifically didn't want the Little Mermaid. And I didn't want that mermaid because she's very cutesy, anime style. I wanted something simpler, but just not as cute. So I have read the original story, and it doesn't tell you what hair colour she had. It doesn't really tell you much about her. It's my own interpretation of what Hans Christian Andersen was thinking. So this is the tattoo that I have, and it's very simple. I will say I would like to get more added to it. I was really happy when this was done. I am still really happy with this. I would just like it more zhuzhed up, I think. I think I would like to add some more foam, like make her look a little bit more dissolved. And she doesn't have a face either. Like, I purposely did not want her to have a face. I wanted a tattoo that when you look at it, it almost feels sad, but I also wanted it to be very simple. I wanted it to just be a representation of everything that I loved about mermaids as a kid, which was ultimately her death. She's got her arms folded like this because I imagine that's how I would jump into the ocean if I was going to commit suicide. Like, I proper thought about it that way. So I sent my tattooist a message, and I was like, okay, this is what I want. I want a mermaid, but I want her to have her arms folded, and no top and all that. So the actual back of my mermaid tattoo is my tattooist's back. Fun fact, she said that when drawing like the lines and the curves of her back, she stood how I wanted my mermaid to be, and she got her boyfriend to take a picture and she drew it from that. I don't know, I thought that was quite interesting. And her hair is all like defying gravity because she's sinking to the ocean, and there is sea foam around her because she turned into the sea foam. I know what you're gonna say. Surely she would have just hit the water and turned to sea foam, but she was human when she hit the water, so why is she a mermaid? I didn't want her to die as a human because she was a mermaid, so I wanted her to die in my brain, it's like, well, she jumped off the ship, she went like this, jumped off, turned into a mermaid, and as she sank to the bottom of the ocean, that's where she slowly dissolved. And that's the way I think about it. I don't know, I love this story. As sad as it is, I'm a sucker for a sad love story, and this was just one that I remembered watching from such a young age. It is actually on YouTube, so I'll put the link in the description if you fancy watching it. It is a really good story, and I do very much recommend watching. Oh, read the book. I hate reading. I'm not a reader, but I read that book, and it the film is like pretty much spot on. Do you guys have any mermaid tattoos? Do you have Little Mermaids? Do you have a random mermaid? Do you have the Hans Christian Andersen style mermaid? Let me know. I just love mermaids. Really, really random. I think this is why I feel so happy when I've got long hair, because I grew up watching, all mermaids have long hair, don't they? How do they cut their hair under the ocean? I don't know, you shouldn't cut wet hair anyway, because when it dries it goes like all different lengths, so that's why they don't cut their hair and it stays all long and flowy. I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. That was my short video about my mermaid tattoo. I do love it. It's not often that I actually sit down and look at my tattoos, because after you get them, they just become a piece of you and you kind of almost forget about them. So it's really nice to sit down and look at what I have. And I'm just learning to appreciate my body art again. Much love, boobies. Take care of yourself, and most of all, stay weird.